Council, please come to order. We'll be joined in prayer by Alderman Nystrom.
Almighty God, we ask for your blessing upon the members of this council as we assemble here in this chamber to conduct the ongoing business of our city. With your guidance, we will strive to ensure that all our decisions are for the common good, and your inspiration will instill respect, compassion, and thoughtfulness in all our deliberations. Give us the strength and wisdom to lead by example as the people's representatives, and that peace and harmony will mark all our proceedings, and keep us faithful to the trust placed in us by the citizens of your community. Amen.
Thank you very much. Alderman Hayes, Alderwoman Hayes.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands,
One nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much.
Petition and communication number 1, Commission on the City Plan referral response. An ordinance appropriating $55 million for the City of Norwich Police Headquarters Facility Project located at 300 Main Street, downtown, and authorizing the issue of $55 million bonds for the city to meet said appropriation, and pending the issuance thereof, the making of temporary borrowings for such purpose. Would you like me to read the letter in entirety?
Sure.
August 13th, 2026, the Honorable Mayor, alderpersons of the Council in the City of Norwich. An ordinance appropriating $55 million for the City of Norwich Police Headquarters Facility Project located at 300 Main Street, downtown, and authorizing the issue of $55 million bonds for the city to meet said appropriation, and pending the issuance thereof, the making of temporary borrowings for such purpose. At the August 13th, 2026 hybrid special meeting of the City of Norwich Commission on the City Plan, and the Commission reviewed and discussed the above referenced referral. Seated were Dean Nason, Dennis Jenkins, Jason Bugby, and Ella Miles. After careful consideration, Jason Bugby made a motion to forward a favorable recommendation to the City Council to approve the ordinance as it is consistent with the Envision 06360 Plan of Conservation and Development. Live Norwich Goal Number 3, Strategy L3.1, provide and maintain high-quality community facilities and public services. Specifically, continue to provide and maintain community facilities. Dennis Jenkins seconded the motion. In favor, Dean Nason, Dennis Jenkins, Jason Bugby, and Ella Miles. Against, none. Abstain, none. Dean Nason, Vice Chairman.
Thank you very much. Can I have a motion to accept this favorable recommendation?
So moved.
Okay. Motion by Alderman Nystrom, second by Alderwoman Hayes. Any discussion? If not, roll call, please.
Alderman Nash?
Yes.
Alderwoman Hayes?
yes.
Alderman Katabaya?
Yes.
Alderwoman Zuccardi?
Yes.
Alderman Nystrom?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes.
Mayor Singh?
Yes, motion passes 7-0. Thank you very much.
Petition and communication number 2, various recently issued proclamations.
Thank you very much. Can I have a motion to accept these?
So moved.
Thank you, Alderman Nystrom. Can I have a second?
Second.
Alderwoman Zuccardi. Any discussions? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Alderman Nash?
Yes.
Alderwoman Hayes?
Yes.
Alderman Katabaya?
Yes.
Alderwoman Zuccardi?
Yes.
Alderman Nystrom?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes.
Mayor Singh?
Yes, motion passes 7-0. Thank you very much.
Public hearing number 1, an ordinance appropriating $55 million for the City of Norwich Headquarters Facility Project located at 300 Main Street, downtown, and authorizing the issue of $55 million bonds of the city to meet said appropriation, and pending the issuance thereof, and making the temporary borrowings for such purpose.
Thank you very much. So at this point, I declare public hearing open. Please come forward, state your name, And first, we'll have anybody who's in favor of this can come forward. Thank you.
My name is Charles Tyree. I'm a resident of Norwich for 20 years. I live at 107 Newton Street. I'm the pastor of a local congregation here in Norwich, and I have been an unpaid volunteer police chaplain for the last 12 years. Ladies and gentlemen of the council, Mr. Mayor, it's a pleasure to speak to you today. The views that I'll express are my own. Even as I tell you what I believe officers believe, one of the duties of chaplains is officer wellness and morale. We also do some things for the department, ministering to the community and helping with some duties is there as well. Norwich Police Department needs your immediate support. We're approaching a crisis. Officers are retiring, leaving police work, and transferring to other agencies. Simply put, I believe that our officers do not believe the city government actually supports them. They have several concrete reasons for this belief, and no amount of verbal denial or comforting words will dissuade that. We have an opportunity now to take a first step to meaningfully address that need by actually supporting our officers. So I recommend to you that you please put the new police station on the ballot in November. For more than 14 years, we've weekly supported this critical need as a city. I urge council members and the citizens to vigorously support this as a vital need for public safety in Norwich. I've spent about 500 hours doing ride-alongs with Norwich police officers, countless hours in meetings, private conversations. This is the backdrop for my conversation. So why should we approve this? Imagine moving all of city government in City Hall here, all of our divisions, offices, officers, and files, by the way, to the first floor and basement of this meeting. I would love to see us try this. And then trying to efficiently administer and govern our citizens crammed into half the space you need to do your work. That's the current situation in the Norwich Police Headquarters. The building's falling apart, as we've heard. Constant failures of heat, air conditioning, plumbing, a leaking roof. We share spaces, have files everywhere. We lack room for training, physical development, community engagement. We are trying to recruit and retain the highest quality police officers to work in this dilapidated structure. Imagine offering a new City Hall employee a spot in the basement next to the boiler room that used to be a broom closet. The building is cold in the winter and hot in the summer, and the wonderful ladies' locker room occasionally has a backup and sewage smells in their locker room. The dispatch center, as we mentioned, is still in a room with a water-damaged ceiling being cooled by Walmart fans. Female officers, even after some have transferred out, share lockers due to inadequate space. The burden to change this poor working condition, which has existed for decades, lies here with this governing body and then with the citizens of Norwich. Other vital changes need to be made. But we have the opportunity now to show the officers who remain, we actually care about their working conditions, their mandatory overtimes, and their sacrifices to protect and serve us and our citizens. They are paying a high price in stress, in low morale, for our budget priorities and our lack of strong support for a new police station. Every police department in Connecticut is hiring. Officers serve in Norwich by choice, not by necessity. Our response to this need will send a clear signal as our past responses have sent. So I'll conclude by saying, as leaders, citizens, we need to show that we care. An updated, adequate police headquarters on the ballot will show your support. And not doing that will show no support. Thank you.
Much. On the sheet, we have two names, Susan Toppins and Joanne. Whoever wants to come first.
Good evening. My name is Joanne Philbrick. I'm going to speak in a limited, favorable response to this. It's interesting because I was very aware of when the light went on for the gentleman previously, but that's a discussion for another day. I was very impressed by Lieutenant Rankin's presentation. He brought home a lot of good points. We had a nice conversation beforehand. My problem with this endeavor is like so many of the other endeavors in the city of Norwich. It was done under cover of darkness, just under the $800,000 threshold. When this was made public, I immediately did a FOIA, asking for any and all minutes, correspondence, applying to this endeavor, and I was told there weren't any. Of course there were. You had to have conversations with the Chelsea Groton Bank. Where are those minutes? The best way to turn people off is by, I'll go back to my 3 criteria: truth, trust, and transparency. If we can't trust you, we will not support you. And as a result, our police officers who are leaving at a remarkable rate will continue to leave. Perhaps you should ask your HR department why they're leaving. There's a bigger problem here. I'm afraid that this will turn out like so many other Norwich projects. Lieutenant Rankin talked about that Reed and Hughes. We still don't have a commercial tenant, so you owe me lunch. I can't even get a smile out of you, Joe. Not even a smile. Oh my God. And you wonder what the problem is here. So I will support the police department, but I will not support you.
Thank you very much. Toppings. Yes, please.
Good evening, Susan Topping, 39 Highland Road. First of all, I'd like to thank you for having the information sessions and for initiating the, what is it called, newnorwichpd.com? Do I have that correctly? I actually think it's a brilliant idea to put this downtown for all the reasons that were given. I also, having looked at the plans, think that putting up front the way the building is organized is just lovely with all the community services, right, as you walk in through the building. I think that really reframes how many of us feel about, how some people feel about the police in general. I do have a quick question. I do think the female locker rooms shouldn't be smaller than those of the men. Just would like to put that on the table. I would also really like to thank you for having the information sessions and for initiating the website. I'm totally in support of putting this ordinance for the new police department HQ down at 300 Main Street for a referendum in November. And because I truly believe that this will only continue to build our confidence and our trust in our city government and council, who it seems to me have been doing such a brilliant job. So I would like to thank you for that. That's it.
Very much. Yes, please.
Good evening. My name is Reverend David Horst. I live at 5 Joseph Perkins Road with my family, member of Norwich Interfaith and Indivisible Norwich. I support this ordinance and the upcoming referendum. I think it's a very positive initiative, both for public safety and for the revitalization of downtown. I think that is a very convincing argument. It's necessary, but also a bold move for our community, and I would urge the council and our leaders to continue to have conversations and dialogue as this process moves forward. I am curious, and this is an area of I have no expertise. My understanding is the city's bond rating is currently AA. And I'd like to know more information about that. And I also understand the city is not at its bonding limit, and I think that would be important information to share with us all. And again, I want to thank the lieutenant for a really good presentation. I think he said the tax burden would be $1 a day. Count on me, I'll happily put in $1 a day to support this initiative. Thank you all.
Thank you very much. Yes, please.
Good evening. Robert Denisha, Whipple Avenue, Norwich. Yeah, thanks for that presentation. It was enlightening and answered a lot of questions. We're at this juncture because, as I understand it, back in 1979, the current building was a compromise. Underfunded, under architect, just let's get it done. This is what we can get through. So they passed it down to us. We can't afford to do that again. We need this facility. It's been proven we need this facility. And I think it's a fantastic location. And it will help bring back downtown. And as far as the building itself, it's an architectural marvel. I doubt if there's 5 people in the whole world that could build that building today. So we'll be preserving that also. But as I mentioned, we have to do something now. Or if we don't, we're just going to keep passing this along at 60 million, 65 million, 70 million. It's not going to go down. If anybody looked into building a simple house, that's why houses are going for 400, 500. My $70,000 house is worth 200,000. It's ridiculous. But I'm in favor of this. I thank you, and I look forward to more public meetings. And I hope it does get on the ballot as a referendum. And I will, if it is there, I will do what I can to have people come out and vote to support it. So, thank you all.
Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Rocky. I was before you on August 3rd, before we were kindly escorted out under threat of arrest without breaking any laws. I personally support the police department. Always have, always will. But the mistrust that we, the citizens, have is regarding you guys. Mr. Joseph DeLucia on August 3rd lied knowingly that the reason why you have to spend $535,000 was because Yantic just...
Excuse me, public hearing is on ordinance.
Yes, I'm getting there. Spending money, right? To buy a police station, right? Can you please give me the chance to speak? Sure. So he stated... Yantic, since 1847, all of a sudden, well, they didn't want to go on the trucks. What are we going to do? It's public safety. They just decided not to show up. It's a lie. You lied publicly knowing that the reason why Yantic didn't show up.
What does that have to do with the ordinance?
Let's move to the ordinance part.
Mr. Mayor, I have the right to speak my mind.
You can speak that when we have public comments, general.
This is regarding the ordinance.
Please don't make a scene. I have public hearing today, then I have public comments on the resolution,
Okay.
then I have public comment
Okay.
on the general.
Okay, so I'll get to the point.
Yes, please do. Thank you.
I'll go to the point. $535,000 wasted. Now you come back to us, $55 million. By the way, By December, it's going to be another 535,000 because the volunteers are still not open. The reason why they're not open is because you made demands that are not proper. Open, you want us to vote for the police station? We're in favor. But wait a minute. Open Yantic, open Taftville, then we speak.
Thank you. Anyone else who would like to come forward in favor of the ordinance, please? Thank you.
I'm Mark Kalinowski, 5 DuPont Lane in Norwich. Been a resident 65 years, plus a little hiatus. Spent 21 years, 6 months, and 22 days working at 70 Thames Street, along with a couple of you guys. Unfortunately, it was stuck in a wedge of property that you can't do anything with. You can't expand it, you can't do anything. It was short-sighted, that's not your fault. The opportunity to expand it and to do what's proposed in front of you here today, I believe is a good move forward for the city. I think that it's a good move, not just for the police, but it's a good move for the community. I think the funding for it, I think the way that it was presented helps bring a lot more to it. And the biggest fear that I have is that people are not going to vote for this because they're stuck on the fire department. They're two completely separate things. And it's good to have more than one ball in the air if you want to move Norwich forward. And right now, you're juggling a bunch. So thank you for listening to me. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Anyone else who would like to come in favor of the ordinance? Yes, please.
Good evening, council members, Mr. Mayor. My name is Charles Nicholson. I own properties at 72, 74, 76, 80 Union Street. I came to Connecticut from Brooklyn, New York in 1980 to start a family here. I started building my home right around the corner here. I had a son. He was born here. He's no longer with us, but I don't for a moment diminish the love that I have for Norwich. What I have witnessed compared to bigger cities, in the city of Norwich, we have a police department that is exceptional. The men and women of the Norwich Police Department, the job they're executing day in, day out, around us downtown, do you know what this place would look like? It looked like it'd be 1992. Cracks, addicts all around, gunshots all around. These men and women are coming around downtown and cleaning it up. It's cleaned up, problems that still exist, but it's a place that I would want to have my son call his home because of the work that the men and women, more recently, more women have accomplished in the city of Norwich. We have many Norwich police chiefs that have exemplified the type of behavior that's expected of normal people under the heading of the Norwich Police Department. We have Corey Poore, Nash, Daly, Peter Camp, many, many more have that put their hard work into the city of Norwich and their dedication, and it shows. For the last 30 years, I'm watching on the street every day, every night, our officers chasing cars around. And I'd like to commend you also on the adoption of speed cameras. That's critical, a critical tool that the Norwich Police Department can use. But getting back to the new headquarters, that's a beautiful building. I wouldn't sell it. No. My property's on Union Street. I wouldn't sell that. I've been there more than 30 years. I'm going to keep digging and digging to try to make Norwich a better place. My son is not here, but his love for Norwich. He came to a lot of these meetings. He loved the city, and I loved it even more. The cost, that's another issue, because the cost for me to build 3 homes on Union Street has gotten astronomically out of hand. Doesn't mean I'm going to give up. I own the properties. Credit score over 800, and I have the means by which to do what we can do in the city of Norwich, just like the Norwich Police Department can do in making this city a more livable place. Give them the opportunity, and I think some great things can happen. I know they will happen. So I support 100% the transition from the Norwich Police Department on Thames Street to the dime saving bike. 100%.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else in support of the ordinance?
Roberta Payroll. And listening to the presentation, it seems like we have an opportunity to put the new police station in a location that probably just about everyone is going to support. We have deplorable working conditions right now, and we have the opportunity to make that go 180 degrees to like probably some state-of-the-art police station that everybody can be proud of and that the people who are doing the work deserve to have. So given that and the fact that the costs are not going to come down, I think we should take advantage of this opportunity, and I'd like to see the ordinance get passed and go forward.
Thank you. Please.
Hi, Mary Ann Victoria McNallen. I live on Washington Place in Norwich. Just to add one more thing, I think having a police station downtown is an excellent idea. I was standing over by the library last week, and there was a drunk woman with her dog urinating at a storefront in the cubby, right up there on Main Street. And she's not homeless. I was talking to another gentleman who knew the street people. She's not homeless, she has a home, she's just a drunk. The police had to be called, it took time. Imagine, Chelsea Groton Bank, it's right there. Perfect. I think this would really help the city. Thanks.
Thank you. Anyone else who would like to speak in favor? Yes, Bill.
Beryl Fishbone, Bliss Place. I'm in favor of a new police station, one that moves Norwich towards a future. And I haven't heard a lot about that, although it was a great presentation. But I'm not hearing about Norwich moving into the future and what the plan is for something that would make us feel safer 10 years down the road, 20 years down the road. And this building would do that because there's room to expand. Not just have our present housing for the police, but future housing, because things are changing very rapidly. And we know that. It's not a surprise. It's not a secret. We all know it's coming. And more room is going to be needed. And this building has the room for expansion. And I haven't heard any other place that does. And Norwich needs to be looking at that, not just at our needs today, but our needs for tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Anyone else who would like to speak in favor of this ordinance? Yes, please.
Hi, my name is Marcia Wilbur, and obviously I support the police, and I think they deserve to have a better police station. I've heard stories, and they do need something. But before this council asks the public, the taxpayers, to decide or consider the $55 million debt, I think more transparency regarding the lawsuit about the adjacent properties or parking debate that is currently under litigation should be disclosed, and I believe that's the situation. So if I'm wrong, then great. But I believe we are under some type of litigation regarding the parking lot. And I think people need to be more aware that this is happening and, transparency, trust, right? Okay, that's all I have to say, except I did like that someone mentioned Corey. Where's Corey? No, I'm joking. I know he retired, so thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else who would like to speak in favor of this ordinance? Anyone else who would like to speak in favor of this ordinance? Anyone else who would like to speak in favor of this ordinance? Anyone who would like to speak in opposition of this ordinance? Yes, please.
So, first of all, the very first speaker spoke for 4 minutes and 25 seconds, and you made no comment to ask him to stop. I would like 4 minutes and 25 seconds right now, and 4 minutes, 25 seconds for my second speech. Thank you. I'm not going to use it all, but you did allow him 4 minutes and 25 seconds. Check the record, please. So, I'm going to repeat myself. This is the same speech at the public safety meeting. I apologize for the ones that have heard it, but it wasn't televised. This is for everyone else who hasn't heard it.
Please state your name for the record.
Good evening, council members. My name is Joe McMahon, a lifelong resident of Taftville and a longtime member of the Taftville Volunteer Fire Department. So it appears I become a regular speaker, for good or bad, by choice, but by necessity. I want to speak tonight regarding the new police HQ proposition, because in its current form, this behemoth will never get built. As I have stated in the past, I have a long and strong background in residential and commercial construction. So tonight, instead of complaining, whining, pleading, calling you names, I come here with vision, forethought, a little common sense, throw in a dash of construction management, and the voice of the people. So it is often said, if you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem. Thus, the problem, the proposed new police HQ is far too expensive, and I believe I can offer a solution. So here's my plan. I would write a new RFP, request for proposal, and start with a clean slate and have the new RFP state, seeking design-build proposals to build a new police HQ, accounting for the needs of the department, not the wants. This new HQ does not need to be a glitzy country club. It needs to be efficient and built for a great value. I would set the criteria to meet the square foot needs. No gym, no cafeteria, no lounge, no shooting range. We'll write the RFP to be exact and to the point. These design-build proposals should have a budget not to exceed $25 million and a very limited FF&E budget. Stop all these blank check projects. So here's the brilliance, the vision. The firm with the award-winning design concept for their work in achieving these massive savings would be awarded a bonus of $1 million to save $29 million. So please, slow down. Let's start over. It's never too late to save $30 million. Don't even get me going on how I could have saved you $200 million on the new schools being built. This new, current $60 million proposed HQ will never get past the voters. With my plan, we spend $1 million and save $29 million. Sounds like a pretty good investment. In light of our current disposition, I eagerly offer that if there is any seat on any building oversight committee or board that oversees construction or construction accounts, I would like to be an unpaid appointed member. As a Taftville volunteer firefighter, I have some extra time on my hands. And if you were to do something like this and reopen Yannick and Taftville firehouses, you definitely would not suck at your jobs. We might actually applaud you. We honestly wish we thought you were great. Other towns have great leaders. Maybe there's still time
Please
to turn
conclude.
yourself around. Thank you.
Thank you. In opposition of this ordinance? Anyone else in opposition of this ordinance? Yes, please.
Rodney Boyd, 62 Roosevelt Avenue, Norwich, Connecticut. I've been a resident of Norwich for the past 60-some years. I've seen this police station move from Union Street to Thames Street and now to the bank. I think it's too expensive, and I don't think the citizens of Norwich understand. They're going to have to pay for it. Now, 55 million? Wow. Now, I know something about buildings, and I don't know why you bought this thing. It's hard to heat. I own a building like that. Now, 55 million is a lot of money, and the citizens of Norwich don't seem to understand. They're going to pay for it. They passed the school bond, and they think the state is going to pay 80% of that. Well, I got news. 20% of that is about 37 million. Now, if you want to add that together, well, let's see, we're up to, what's that, $62 million? The citizens of Norwich are going to have to pay. Now, there's 38,000 people in this city. Divide that out and put it in the millions against the 33,000. And what do you come up with? I'm an old man. I'm 85 years old. And I don't particularly like paying taxes like this. Now, sooner or later, maybe next year, you're going to start paying for this. And the citizens of Norwich don't seem to understand that they actually have to pay for these things. They think it comes like a check or a credit card. I use both. And this is too expensive. Now, I don't know where anyone got the idea of putting a police station in a bank, but at least buy a building that is harder to, it's a little easier to heat. I don't think most people think about that. Now, thank you.
Thank you very much. Anyone else in opposition? Anyone else in opposition? Third and last, anyone else in opposition?
Rob Dembski, 68 White Plains Road. We've heard a lot of things in the public safety meeting and tonight, some of them thoughtful, a lot of them not. I don't think it's a proper equivalency to compare a spot in the basement next to the broom closet to the current conditions that Norwich PD operates under. But leave all of that aside. One of the things that we discussed in the public safety meeting on Wednesday was the fact that in New England, projects of this type have a pretty wide range of expense. It went from somewhere around 6 million to 38.6. That was the top end. That was the most that was spent for police station construction. I believe it was a public safety building construction, it wasn't just police. We already own the building. Did the municipality who built the $38.6 million police station own the building? I kind of doubt it. But even if they did, 30% more than the most that was spent in New England? That's not acceptable really for any type of city, but particularly one that I am constantly reminded is a poor city. So whether it's $1 a day, 50 cents a day, you're adding on to the tax burden of everyone in the city who has seen that burden rise year over year. It's not acceptable, and it's jumping the gun. You should not be sending this to a referendum before there's quite a bit more robust discussion about varying options other than this. It's not, we're being given a false choice. It's not 55 million for a building we already own, or keep it the way it is. People have had discussions in the past about the possibility of a substation. There's very little that is not accomplished with a substation downtown. Again, with a structure I own, and I'm not a contractor, but I've done my share of remodeling. I can only imagine what you could do with $1 million or $2 million, the interior of that building. You get a very nice, very large substation, take some of the pressure off of the existing building, and you could even have plenty of money to build another substation, maybe down in Greenville or elsewhere. Spread the police force out, give them room inside the building, give them better accommodations as you do so, and do it for a hell of a lot less money. These are things that should be discussed now rather than rushing to a referendum that's probably going to get beaten. You think the public, when they hear it's 30% over the top end in New England in recent history, they're not going to go for it. Just be smart, take some time, talk it out. There's plenty of smart people out here. Get ideas from them, discuss those ideas, and at least have some options to compare rather than A or B.
Thank you very much. Anyone else at this point? Yes, please.
Thank you, Matt Simpson. I'm not necessarily opposed, but like I said at the council meeting, I very much support the police and their comfort level. But you mentioned $300 or $1 a day. That's $356 a year. On average, that's between 3.7 and 4.2%, assuming we foot the whole bill, which is what we're being asked to do up front. We can't count on additional funding to come before it's here. So let's be honest, we're being asked to increase Norwich's tax bill by close to 4% on average. Who got a 4% raise last year? The cost of goods and everything else. I mean, it's tough. I want to piggyback on what Rob said as well. We're not being given any options. It's 55 million or start back at square one. Why is that where we're at? Why aren't we given 3 solid options to choose from all at once? So I don't really agree with that. There could be other options. There could be something that comes in at 45 million. There could be something that comes in at 35, 20, 25, 30. I don't know. But why are we only being asked 55 million or else? That doesn't seem, that's not a fair process to ask the taxpayers. I think there should be a set of 2 or 3 options that should be presented before us. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Point, anyone else who would like to speak in favor or opposition? Anyone else? Yes, please.
Hometown, Dave Addis, original hometown, Bronx, New York. You don't like it, too bad. This isn't making any sense at all. It does not add up. That's like using Chinese math on your income tax. That doesn't work either, and you will get busted for it. Where are you people getting this ridiculous amount from? Where is it coming from? I know it won't be coming out of my pocket. You have to ask everybody here if they want this or not. And the most likely answer you're going to get is a resounding no. You are stretching our budgets to the limit and beyond basic common sense, which none of you have anyway. So, there's that. You're going to need to come up with a better con scheme to think that you're going to sucker people like me. People are leaving this town. It's because of all of you. Now, that sign back there says, this council sucks. Well, you know what?
That's your problem. You created it. I don't take up anybody's butt hurt. If your feelings are hurt, I could care less. Just like you could care less before you tell a lie. Nobody's asking you, sheep. This place is gonna fail. One way or the other. You can't stop failure. It's gonna look like a freaking town in a Mad Max movie. Everybody has to fight for survival. You won't be part of it, I assure you.
Thank you very much. Anyone else? Yes, please.
Caleb. I have thought about this a lot throughout the moment it was brought up. I am not opposed to a new building, but I'm also not in favor of it. I work 7 days a week between 2 different jobs. It is hard to keep up with everyday bills, and I would just advise you guys to please think of the people, new generation and older generation, that we are struggling enough with everyday bills. I guarantee a good portion of the city is living paycheck to paycheck. And think about it if we could really afford what you guys are putting forward in front of us. That is my concern. I have had the police department at my house at multiple occasions for multiple different things. They do an awesome job. I support them. I have not had one negative interaction with them. They're professional. They do their job day in, day out. But please just think for people like me who work 7 days a week. Somebody got a call. If we can really afford this, because I live paycheck to paycheck, and sometimes I can't afford basic things. So please just think about how it can affect the everyday person when it comes to these subjects. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Point. Anyone else? Third and last, anyone else? Yes, please.
Put that goddamn sign down.
Speak your name in the podium.
Identify as Elvis Presley, king of rock and roll. Thank you very much. The one thing that you imbeciles have not taken into account with regard to this project is how it's affecting the seniors. The seniors who can least afford this farce, let alone their bills, let alone their mortgages, and let alone their medications and whatever expenses they've got. This is going to make at least 10 to 20% of the seniors say to hell with Norwich and go over to places like Florida, Texas, even Nashville, Tennessee. These 3 states do not have income taxes, and unlike you, they have reasonable means. If they want to put up another station, they have reasonable means, something that you clearly have no knowledge of. Just this past week, I've seen 5 houses that bear for sale signs. And I talked to the owners, and they're saying the living here is unacceptable. It's because of the city council that we're getting the hell out of here. 3 of them I talked to, they're planning to go to Florida, 1 to Tennessee, and 1 to Texas. These three states that they're moving to have no income tax. They have better living for the seniors. And they sure as hell don't plan on robbing them with farcical projects such as this one. You're hitting the seniors in their wallets. They can barely afford their mortgages, their bills, and in some cases, their medications. Unlike you, I talked to these seniors, and I took that factor into account. I'm quite sure you didn't, because you're only seeing dollar signs, and you're seeing how much money is left over to put in your pockets. That's what this is about. And then you're going to complain, and then when the seniors get the hell out of here, you're going to start complaining like a bunch of $2 hookers on nickel night. Why don't you ask yourselves, if you actually have any balls, why don't you ask yourselves, what are we doing wrong? And why are they leaving? No, you won't do that. Because I said the dollar signs are more in your eyes. That's more important to you than the needs of the people in this town. As for the seniors leaving, hey, I applaud them. I applaud them because they're showing how smart they are, that they are compared to you. You only, as far as I'm concerned, you've only got the smartness of a tick.
Thank you. Anyone else who would like to speak for this ordinance? Anyone else? Third and last? Yes, please.
Hello, my name is Jason Guidon. I'm actually a resident of Hebron. There were some decent ideas tossed around here, and the one or the other does seem to be not a great choice for the citizens. And the options set forth perhaps would be better to consider a substation downtown, and perhaps 3 or 4 more, perhaps 5. We have had 5 volunteer fire stations, and there is a potential for a circle around this city of substations that would serve, in my opinion, a very good service for public safety. And this is in the name of public safety, is a bit in contrast to shutting down volunteer fire departments. It doesn't seem like a public safety move, but to insert police officers into the downtown makes perfect sense. Fully agree with that. Our police officers in Norwich do need relief from the constraints and the conditions that they're currently living in and working in. So I think multiple substations around the city in strategic locations, if it hasn't already been considered, should be. I think that would offer the presence in concentrated locations where it's necessary, where there are issues, and relief in the staffing pressures in the current police station. And perhaps that would offer an opportunity to make renovations that are necessary in the police station currently. Those are the thoughts that I had as I observe the operations here in the comments. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Anyone else? Anyone else at this point? Third and last, anyone else who would like to speak in favor or in opposition? Hearing none, I declare this public hearing closed.
Being in action on the above ordinance previously presented. Number 1, an ordinance appropriating $55 million for the City of Norwich Police Headquarters Facility Project located at 300 Main Street downtown, and authorizing the issue of $55 million bonds of the city to said appropriation, and pending the issuance thereof, the making of temporary borrowings for such purpose.
Thank you very much. Can I have a motion to bring this forward? All right, Alderwoman Zaccardi, can I have a second, please? President Pro Tem. Any discussion at this time? Any discussion? Any comments? Okay. Hearing none, I'll just make one small comment that this need is not new. It existed for decades, and prices keep going up from 33 million to 44 million to 55 million. And they're not coming down. You know, I do construction for a living, so I do know. And I feel like it fits the overall vision of creating better public safety for our people. And as we are growing downtown, this is becoming need as well. We all know there are 58 units going at 101 Water Street, 21 at Fairhaven, 8 are going at 345 Crossings, which was old YMCA. Potential of 172 units of workforce housing at Chestnut Street Mill. And 42 has already been up and running on Main Street, 17 at Reed and Hughes. So more people are coming, and we can see the clientele has been created. Bookstores are opening, coffee shops are opening, grocery stores are opening in downtown. So I definitely think there is need, but we as a council can only make decision to either put it forward to referendum or not. I do think I want to support, in that way we can again see where people stand. But I think this is time to bring downtown back to the life, make it safer, make it more inviting, and move our city forward. So I will be supporting this ordinance. Thank you. Roll call, please.
Alderman Nash?
Yes.
Alderwoman Hayes?
Yes.
Alderman Catabaya?
Yes.
Alderwoman Zucardi?
Yes.
Alderman Nystrom?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes.
Mayor Singh?
Yes, motion passes 7-0. Thank you very much.
City Manager's report.
This is the city manager's report for August 17th, 2026. Meetings and professional engagements. During the reporting period, I represented the city of Norwich at the following meetings and events: City Coordination Meeting, District 5 Quarterly Status Meeting, Norwich Waterfront Engineering Design, Community Investment Fund, Tour of NPU Wastewater Treatment Plant Upgrades, Housing Allocation Policy Committee, Norwich Community Development Corporation Executive Committee Meeting. Assessor. The Board of Assessments Appeals for the City of Norwich has scheduled a meeting for the sole purpose of hearing appeals related to the assessment of motor vehicles on October 1st, 2025 grand list. The meeting will be held on Thursday, September 10th, 2026, from 4:30 to 5:30 p.m. at City Hall, 100 Broadway, room 321. Appointments are required and completed applications must be submitted to the Assessor's Office by 4:30 on September 9th, 2026. Application forms are available online, by email, or through the Assessor's Office. Pursuant to Connecticut General Statutes 12-4, all individuals and businesses with tangible personal property located within the city of Norwich as of October 1st, 2026, are required to submit a complete and accurate declaration to the assessor no later than November 2nd, 2026. Taxable property includes, but is not limited to, non-registered vehicles, machinery, equipment, computers, furniture, tools, signs, supplies, and other business-related personal property. Declaration forms will be mailed to existing filers and are available through the Assessor's Office and the city website. Late, incomplete, or non-filed declarations are subject to a 25% penalty in accordance with state law. Youth, Family, and Recreation. The Youth, Family, and Recreation Department concluded its summer camp season, serving approximately 150 children per week over a 7-week period. Specialty camps, including soccer and basketball programs, continue through the current week. Through the support of IDIS Equipment Locker, a youth participant received the necessary soccer cleats to enable participation in camp activities. The department is also exploring the expansion of the morning care program to include Huntington, Uncas, Stanton schools. In addition, Spalding Pond is scheduled to close for the summer season on August 25th. And that concludes my report for this evening.
Thank you very much. Any questions for City Manager at this time? Okay. No questions.
Citizen comment on new business resolutions.
All right, so at this point, I declare citizen comment on resolution items only open. We have 5 resolutions in front of us. Anyone who would like to speak on those 5 resolutions can come forward. 3 minutes will be given. Please state your name. We do have list here on the resolution sheet. Not sure if somebody was trying to fill it up somewhere else, but it says Charles Tree, Joe McMahon, Lewis, Presley, James Carringham. Okay, thank you. So anyone who would like to speak on the resolution items only can come forward at this time. Yes, please.
My name is Joanne, and I will tell you quite frankly that I am almost afraid to stand up and speak to you. The way you treat me, some of you, is by my age alone, you are so incredibly disrespectful. I would like an explanation. I looked at the agenda and it's resolution number 1, the acquisition or the relinquishing of the property at 256 Dunham. So I went to the assessor's website and it says that the fair market value of this property is $118,300 and the appraised value is $169,000. So I'm curious and confused why you are letting it go for $7,835. In addition, according to the assessor's map, which I assume is up to date and correct, because that would be the way you would conduct your business, it is also a commercial pumping station. So you're going to give it to you're going to let them have it for $7,000. You're so generous with our money. You're also going to take out of commission, I would assume, a commercial pumping station. And I have a hard time wrapping my head around the whole plan. Now, I do have my own very distinct opinions and perceptions of how things are done here. But I think it's important, again, to go back to that truth, trust, and transparency. And the last thing I will say, and unfortunately, I find myself in this position, Mr. DeLucia, now that you work for the Connecticut Department of Transportation, would it be appropriate for you to recuse yourself from any and all Department of Transportation issues? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Anyone else who would like to speak on resolution items only? Yes, please.
Good evening, my name is Rocky. I would like to address resolution number 4. As stated before, on August 3rd, it was said here that the reason why we had to spend $535,000, which we're not done yet because we're going to spend more, and that goes to the mindset. Unfortunately, actually, correctly, I addressed you as con artists and grifters. It's my opinion, and I have freedom of speech, not granted by you all big shots, but by the United States Constitution. That's why I came here. You still don't believe that you must report to we, the owners. You still don't get it. You already decided, it's 55 million. You already decided, yanked it down, we spend more money because, honestly, you are a disgrace. I'm saying it in general. If you don't believe that we are the owners, we the citizens, do you go to a restaurant and just boss people around? No, there's an owner. We are the owners. Do you believe it? Do you want to serve or you don't want to boss me around, Mr. DeLucia? You want to be a boss? You ain't. And you don't intimidate me with that look at all. I had more stronger disputes in my life, 71 years old. You ain't nothing.
Let's talk about resolution, Rocky.
The resolution is not worthy of our consideration because you all are not worthy, honorable, and truthful. That's my...
Thank you very much. Anyone else who would like to talk about, we have 5 resolutions in front of us. Anyone else who would like to talk about the resolutions in front of us? Third and last, anyone else who would like to speak about resolutions in front of us?
Rob Dembski, White Plains Road. Just going in order, actually, I'm going to go reverse order so that I get this out and don't run out of time to do so. I strongly support number 5, the city manager authorizing the Italian Ladies Social Club to sell beer and wine at the Italian Festival. I think that festival coming back after a brief hiatus is a great thing, and the city should do everything that it can to support that effort. Going back up to 1, it's a great point about the Council Pro Tem's current occupation and the state of Connecticut. Quite possibly, I don't know for sure, but it seems quite likely that Norwich is being used as a testing ground to have roundabouts put in here, and then over there, and then everywhere, because boy, isn't that job security for a very large state-run operation. Seems like it works. So maybe a recusal is in order. I don't know, maybe Corporation Counsel can look into that. And relative to 4, once again, optionality is a great thing. And to rush into a vote without full discussion of all the possibilities that could be discussed and eventually agreed upon as a council, as a community. That's what makes sense to me. It seems to make sense to everyone who I've had discussions with about this, even if they're in favor of, broadly speaking, the $55 million project. They do tend to seem to understand that you really should ready aim, figuratively ready aim fire, not inciting violence. But go in the logical steps, you know? It just makes sense to do it that way. And you quite probably will end up with a better solution at the end of that process. One that is more long-lasting, one that does have broad public support. And that ultimately seems like it should be what you want. The way that you have handled other issues maybe gives me pause that not all of you do want that. But those of you who do, again, let's take a pause. Let's discuss it as a community and then decide. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Anyone else who would like to speak on 5 resolution items in front of us? Yes, please.
Rodney Boy, 62 Roosevelt Avenue. What genius came up with a $55 million? Name it. I want to know who did that. Really? I used to write work for the government. And I signed my name at the bottom. So what genius figured out $55 million? I'm not hearing any answers. Nobody knows? So what have we got $55 million for? I don't see anything contractually. There's nothing here. So what are we spending $55 million for? Why don't we turn it into a bank again? I like doing banking business there. Now, I just don't understand. If you don't have any money, why buy something like this? I just don't understand this business. I understand bonds quite well. I've invested in some. But the idea of spending $55 million for a police station, 60 years ago, the police station started here on Union Street. And I remember that. Toughest section in town. Now, someone spoke about spreading the police station out. Fine. That would be good. I've been in this police station. In fact, I've been in the cell. They arrested me once for stealing electricity. I didn't think that was too damn funny. I laughed about it a lot, but I'm 85 years old. I don't have to steal from anybody. Thank you, guys, for nothing.
Thank you. Anyone else? Yes, please.
Tracy Berto. I live on Watercress Avenue here in Norwich. I'm here to support resolution number 5 relative to the city manager being authorized to grant the Italian Ladies Social Club permission to sell beer and wine at our Italian festival. We encourage everybody to attend. It's September 5th from noon to 9. We encourage everybody to come celebrate our culture and be Italian for the day. We'll be having our first annual cook-off. We'll have lots of live music and just have a great time. So again, I'm in support of resolution number 5. Please vote yes. And then I have one other thing, okay? So I keep hearing that you guys are a bunch of bullies. From sitting back there, it looks like this little corner over here are the bullies, okay? When you sit there, scream and pick on people here in city council, okay? That have nothing to do with the resolution. That's the pure definition of bullying. So maybe y'all should take a look in the mirror first before you start accusing people of bullying. Like the sign says, have a little respect. Because last I checked...
Please talk to the council.
Yeah,
Thank you.
because really, last I checked, I've seen none of these people's yard signs out there with please support them for city council. Because it takes a lot of guts to run for office. And I don't see any of theirs. So keep up the good work.
Thank you.
That's it.
Anyone else who would like to speak on 5 resolution items we have on agenda? Yes, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to tell you how much I respect each and every one of you. So many people in our audience seem to think that you're not citizens of our city and that you also pay taxes. And you sit up there and you collect a media little tiny bit to give us the privilege of your knowledge and your expertise on what's going on in this city. And maybe I'm a little late for my comment, and I should have stood up maybe a little bit earlier, but
Sorry to
referendum number
interrupt.
4.
Please state your name for the record.
Oh, I am so
Thank
sorry.
you.
Oh, how could I forget that? Janice Sawicki, 39 Andrea Lane, Norwich, Connecticut. Referendum number 4, I think that was the number. I don't think enough has been said about the safety of the placement of a new police station, and I am all for the Chelsea Savings Bank building. It is located in a prime area of the city where it's just sort of the hubbub of a lot of crazy activity. There are times that I don't even want to go to the library in the evening. Once, it's dark after dinner, and it's kind of creepy around there. And I personally would feel a lot safer knowing that the police station was located right there in, as they say, location, location, location. It is so important to have a building, a police station right in the middle of possible crazy activity, and I would feel a lot safer, as well as I think a lot of other people. And sadly to say, especially women, but it's not just women anymore. Okay? That's all I have to say. Thank you, and I thank you for your service, all of you.
Thank you. Anyone else who would like to speak on 5 resolution items?
Good evening. My name is Joe McMahon, a lifelong resident of Taffville and a longtime member of the Taffville Volunteer Fire Department. So, Just to clarify a few things, the national average to build a police station is $537 a square foot. You guys want to spend $1,000 a square foot? I'm good in math. 55,000 square feet, 55 million is $1,000 a square foot. I think we can come in a lot lower than that. Let's shoot for 25 million. Let's shoot for below the national average for a change. That'd be important. But, so, that's all I have to say.
Thank you. Anyone else who would like to speak on 5 resolution items in front of us? Anyone else who would like to speak on 5 resolution items we have in front of us? Third and last, anyone else who would like to speak on 5 resolution items we have in front of us? Hearing none, I declare citizen comment closed.
Business resolution number 1, relative.
Mayor,
Yes.
at this time, I'd like to ask for a 15-minute recess so that we may caucus as a team.
Okay. Okay. So you're making a motion for recess? Okay. Can I have a second? Alderwoman Hayes, roll call, please.
Alderman Nash? Yes. Alderwoman Hayes?
Yes.
Alderman Katabaya?
Yes.
Alderwoman Zucardi?
Yes.
Alderman Nystrom?
Yes.
Tem DeLucia?
Yes.
Mayor Singh?
Yes, motion passes 7-0. We'll be convening back at,
Can we meet in your office, please?
yes, and
Thank you.
we'll be convening at 8:31. Thank you. We'll be reconvening the meeting. It's 8:33 PM.
Resolution number 1, relative to Connecticut Department of Transportation acquiring property for safety improvements on Route 82 and 256 Dunham Street from the city of Norwich.
Thank you very much. Can I have a motion? Yes, President Pro Tem. Can I have a-
I need a moment of personal privilege
Sure.
prior to the motion being put on the floor. So I would just like to say that this project that this resolution is attached to predates my hire at Connecticut DOT by more than 3 years, although I am currently a designer for the Connecticut Department of Transportation in their facilities department. My current assignment is not connected to road and bridge projects in any way. And I have been advised by Corporation Counsel that there is no conflict for me on this issue. But the appearance of influence through my employment, albeit far-fetched, is not worth the political theater that will occur. Therefore, I would like to recuse myself on this resolution, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you very much. Can I have a motion to bring this forward? Motion by Alderwoman Hayes. Can I have a second? Second?
I'd like to make a motion to postpone.
I need
It comes
second.
after it comes to the floor?
Yeah.
So you are seconding?
Yes.
Cardi? Okay. Now we can have discussion, and now you can.
I'd like to make a motion to postpone voting on this resolution until our next meeting. I have questions about the way in which the state calculates the fair value of the property. It's a sliver of land, but I do have some questions and would like to be able to have those answered, and also what will happen to the MPU pumping station.
Thank you very much. Can I have a second? Yes, Alderman Zaru Kanambaya. Okay, any further discussions at this time? If not, roll call, please.
Alderman Nash?
Yes.
Alderwoman Hayes?
Yes.
Alderman Katabaya?
Yes.
Alderwoman Zucardi?
Yes.
Alderman Nystrom?
Yes.
Mayor Singh?
Yes, motion passes 6-0. It's been postponed for the next meeting. Thank you.
Number 2, relative to the acceptance of a federal 2025 Edward Bryan Memorial Justice Assistance Grant for the Norwich Police Department.
Thank you very much. Can I have a motion to bring this forward? Motion by Alderman Nash. Can I have a second? Alderwoman Zuccardi. Any discussion on this resolution number 2? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
We could have the police chief come to the podium?
sure.
Good evening, thank you for being here. Could you just give us the top 3 things that this grant will facilitate for the department and for the city?
The main thing we're using this grant for is talk-to-text law enforcement-specific software, so the officers can talk into their mobile data terminals, so they don't have to hunch over, and they keep their heads up so they don't get shot, ambushed as they're sitting in the cruisers. Oh, I'm sorry. They're looking to, it's the talk-to-text dragon software for law enforcement, so they can dictate their police reports to their computers without having to type, so they keep their heads up. Because now they have the computers in the car, they're typing in the car, not back in the station, so when they're out, they're staying on the road longer, but obviously it's a safety concern to have them down, both ergonomically and then hostility. So that's what we're using it for.
That's the primary
Yes,
item to be funded?
yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. Any other question at this time? I'll add, this is basically a dictation software, and we have 24 vehicle. It will be deployed, it will be employed in all those 24 vehicles. And that way, officers can do reporting by talking instead of writing, and that will, increase more efficiency as well. Thank you. Roll call, please.
Alderman Nash?
Yes.
Alderwoman Hayes?
Yes.
Alderman Catabaya?
Yes.
Alderwoman Zuccardi?
Yes.
Alderman Nystrom?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes?
Mayor Singh?
Yes, motion passes 7-0. Thank you.
Number 3, relative to the reappointment of a regular member to the Inland Wetlands Watercourse and Conservation Commission.
Thank you very much. Can I have a motion, please? Alderwoman Hayes, can I have a second? Alderman Nash. Any discussion? Just for the purpose of record, the person being appointed is Richard Morrell. Roll call, please.
Alderman Nash?
Yes.
Alderwoman Hayes?
Yes.
Alderman Catabaya?
Yes.
Alderwoman Zuccardi?
Yes.
Alderman Nystrom?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes?
Mayor Singh?
Yes, motion passes 7-0. Thank you.
Number 4, relative to providing for referendum vote to be held in connection with the municipal election on November 3rd, 2026, regarding the ordinance entitled, "An Ordinance Appropriating $55 million for the City of Norwich Police Headquarters Facility Project located at 300 Main Street, downtown, and authorizing the issue of $55 million bonds of the city to meet said appropriations, and pending the issuance thereof and making of temporary borrowings for such purpose."
Thank you. Can I have a motion, please? President Pro Tem, can I have a second? Alderwoman Hayes, any discussion? Yes, Alderman Nystrom.
Thank you, Mayor. My own involvement goes back a number of years. As a mayor, I led the city's effort to place this police department in the Sears building. That was rejected by the voters. I was the mayor of record of the last referendum as well, although I questioned whether we should have taken that vote since we didn't even have an address listed in the bond. That failed. My concern tonight with placing it on a ballot this time, almost suddenly to some degree, I don't think the city has done enough public relations to promote this bond. I still question the city's intent to do public relations formally. If this is placed on the ballot, I am fully aware that the city may not expend resources, may not use city facilities whatsoever for the promotion and passage of any question at referendum. So I'm not quite sure how we're going to proceed further if this goes to referendum. And with that, I'd like to ask to make a motion to change the date from November 3rd, 2026 to November 2nd, 2027. I so move.
Thank you. So there's a motion on the table. Is there any second? Second is Alderman Nash. Okay.
If I may continue, Mayor?
Yes.
Thank you. Before coming to this decision to make this request, I did take the time to speak to Brian Humes, who's the architect, who's been working with the city, in all truthfulness, probably 16 years. They even investigated the old Chestnut Mill on Chestnut Street at one point in time. I asked him specifically, is the $55 million estimate valid, and how long is that? And he told me it was valid through 2028. I'm sorry that he left. It would have been better to come from his lips and not mine. But I assure you, when I spoke with him just outside the building, that is what he told me. So if you consider this, and I do ask you to consider this as a friendly amendment, I'm very concerned with the climate in this city right now and the anger that I encounter as the former mayor and as an alderman. And I don't mean from some individuals in this room, I mean out on the city streets. Asking them to trust this city with a $55 million bond offer in the current climate, I really think we're putting a new police station at greater risk than it's ever been in the past. And I hate to expect, but I do expect a third loss referendum from the voters at this cost. I really do. And I don't want my police department going through that. If you consider this as it is offered, it gives the city that much more time to do the legwork that's necessary that I don't think we've even begun to touch as far as informing the public. And it's going to take a very, very detailed, hard sell to get the public to authorize $55 million in bonds when they consider what we're already caring for the schools, what we're carrying not through taxes but through rates for the sewer treatment expansion. That's another $200 million, by the way. You take that in the schools, that's almost $600 million. Someone asked what the bond limit is for the city of Norwich. The last time I had that question answered was in my first term as mayor, and we were then told it was $250 million. Now that is a number that's probably 14 years old now, so certainly it's gone up. But when you consider what we are already on the hook for being responsible for, this is not going to be an easy offer to get people to get behind. I really am concerned that the voters are going to vote it down simply on cost. The position that Officer Rankin gave tonight was a beautiful presentation. His grandfather, who was Deputy Chief Brodigan of the Norwich Police Department, if he had been here, he'd have been very proud of his grandson's presentation. And for all the reasons why it's the right thing to do, and I still believe that, I worked with the city manager and others and negotiated a half-price purchase for that building. It was 1.6 million listed. We got it for half price. It was the right thing to do. It's the right location, but I think the timing of this is extremely dangerous for success. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any other discussion? Yes.
I just have a quick.
Motion on the floor.
Yes. Yes, we have motion and we have second, and then there's discussion happening.
I just have a quick question because we failed twice before. If we fail again, is there any kind of specific time frame that we can't bring it back or can bring it back? Like if it fails this year, can we bring it back next year? Arguably at more money, but so I'm just asking, so if we send it to referendum and it fails, is there some restriction for next year?
I don't think so, Bill.
No.
But we can have a corporate counsel or.
I can answer that now.
Okay, sure.
No, there is none.
Thank
Other than logistics, you know, if you're going new, you've got to do a new concept design, et cetera, which could limit how fast you turn it around.
So we're discussing the amendment.
Amendment. Yes. Please, go ahead.
So timing is important, and time costs money. And right now, escalation in the construction industry, especially in specialized construction like a police department, is running about 3%, makes actually a little bit more, but let's call it 3%. That's so that this stall would cost the city a minimum $1.65 million, $1,650,000, because people are angry. Well, people are angry, but people need to get past emotion and take the issues as they come. This one is $1.65 million to get over your anger. Justified, it doesn't matter whether I believe it's justified or not. Actually, I understand why a lot of people are angry. That's got nothing to do with anything. This is about money. 1 year costs us minimum $1.65 million, period. So you want to be back here a year from now saying, oh, it's going to be $57 million. No, I don't want to be here having that conversation with you. So
Thank you.
there's my point. I don't believe that we should postpone.
Thank you. If no further discussion, roll call on, yes.
Just a brief response. In talking with Brian, again, the architect who came up with this estimate, he stated that the 55 million was in fact the high end, and that it already included cost adjustments and cost escalation within. In some respects, that's good news, because what he's trying to say without guaranteeing it is that's the worst case scenario. So I believe Joe's concern is valid, but I believe the $55 million figure already accommodates those concerns. Even if this fails and it goes to referendum and it's passed, we more than likely won't be breaking ground until 2028. There are so many different stages of approvals that have to take place prior to. But the 55 includes those kinds of concerns that the President Pro Tem did talk about, and they're valid. They are valid. I just don't want to be sitting here and watching a third referendum fail on something that is so badly needed in this community. And I think the way it's being presented, somewhat last minute, we could have been talking about this back in January. People could have been told then, but we didn't. Talk about notice provisions. We haven't had any to really hang our hat on. And I still question the city's ability to handle that responsibility if it goes to referendum, because I know damn well state law prohibits you using city facilities, city resources to do that. You cannot do that.
Thank you. Any other further discussions? If not, we'll vote on the amendment piece now. Roll call on the amendment, please.
Alderman Nash?
Yes.
Alderwoman Hayes?
No.
Alderman Katabaya?
No.
Alderwoman Zucardi?
No.
Alderman Nystrom?
Yes?
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
No?
Mayor Singh?
No. Motion fails. Sorry. 5-2. Thank you. And now we're going to go back on the original motion that was in front of us at this point. Any discussion on the original motion? Yes, please.
I just want to make it clear. My position is simple here. I bleed the Norwich Police Department. I served there, served our community. The need is very real. I got hired in '85, and the building was built in '79, and it was already too small, not even 10 years down the road. So I support building the new police station. The challenge is making sure that we pursue it in the right time. Don't know if this is necessarily the right time. In that way, the plan is for the taxpayers to make the decision. You want transparency, you want honesty, you want trust. Here it is. It's in your hands. If this passes tonight, it goes to referendum. You make the decision, not us. So you can't sit there and say, you chose $55 million, you stuck us with the tax bill. No, here's what we offered. We did, this is what was done. The proposal was made. Now it's your turn. Now it's your turn. If you don't want it, vote it down. Understand the need is real. These people are going to get hurt at some point. Someone's going to get some kind of respiratory issue from the mold in the locker rooms or the asbestos or whatever else is running around that building. Someone's going to get hurt. Someone's going to get sick, and someone's going to sue the city of Norwich for millions of dollars. Okay? So it's in your ballpark now. It's in your the ball's in your court. You make the decision now. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments at this time? Yes, Alderwoman Zaccardi.
This is a very difficult issue, and both Alderman Nystrom and Alderman DeLucia make excellent points on both sides of whether to do it now or delay it. But every time I think about delaying it, I think about my tour of the current police station, where at every stop, I just went, what? I mean, to see the water coming down in the servers with sheets to hold it up, and to see the locker room being doubled as where a crime victim of rape or burglary or assault is sitting in there with all the boots all around. That's what I keep coming back to. And I hope that people will use the website. I haven't perused it yet, but I hope people will educate themselves. Reasonable people can disagree, but I hope that it's based on information, and I hope that people thoughtfully struggle with the decision however they come down, but that they do it thoughtfully. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments? Hearing none, now we're going to have a vote on the original resolution, which is in front of us.
Alderman Nash?
Yes.
Alderwoman Hayes?
Yes.
Alderman Katabaya?
Yes.
Alderwoman Zucardi?
Yes.
Alderman Nystrom?
No.
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes.
Mayor Singh?
Yes, motion passes 6-1. Thank you very much.
Number 5, relative to the city manager being authorized to grant the Italian Ladies Social Club permission to sell beer and wine in its Italian festival.
Thank you. Can I have a motion, please?
Motion.
Alderman Nash, can I have a second? Alderwoman Zaccardi, any discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Alderman Nash?
Yes.
Alderwoman Hayes?
Yes.
Alderman Katabaya?
Yes.
Alderwoman Zucardi?
Yes.
Alderman Nystrom?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes.
Mayor Singh?
Yes, motion passes 7-0. Thank you.
Citizen comment general, 30 minutes on non-agenda items.
Thank you very much. So at this point, I open the citizen comment general for 30 minutes. Please come forward, state your name. I have 2 names on non-agenda items, Joe McMahon and David Horse at this point.
So, again, I believe I'm allowed 4 minutes and 25 seconds. My name is Joe McMahon, a lifelong resident of Taffel and a longtime member of the Taffel Volunteer Fire Department. So, where did I leave off? Oh, yeah. What now? What's next? What's the plan? So, I wonder if you were all thinking, like Donald Trump, that this little excursion would be over in a few weeks, that the volunteer departments, being provoked and displaced, would just lay down their arms and succumb. Did you ever really have a complete tactical plan? Or again, did you think that these volunteer departments, after serving hundreds of combined years, would just go away quietly, back down, and kneel to King Wilson? Wow, did you misjudge? So, did you plan on having your authority checked? Lawsuit filed. Did you plan on the volunteer departments being stoic and steadfast? Did you plan for how to cover these additional costs to cover what these volunteers did for you for free? Did you really plan on the resistance? By the way, I just had 100 signs made, and half of these now say you should all be fired, in my opinion. Did you plan on the fortitude of these volunteer departments? So what's the bleeping plan? As we heard last week, you continue to treat the Norwich City Charter as a suggestion card. Last month, you were warned that the paid department could only receive funds from the CCD, and you completely disregarded. Lawsuit to follow. Last month, you were warned that the city charter is clear that paid department stays in a CCD unless for extreme emergencies. Lawsuit ongoing. The Taffel Volunteer Firehouse is being staffed 24/7 with 3 people. If there's a fire, they leave on 1 rig, and all the other millions of dollars of equipment remain at the firehouse unused due to lack of personnel. Whoever came up with that plan should be fired. So, again, I have a short little story, ending very funny. Last week, I emailed the city manager to ask permission to go to my firehouse. You see, I'm in charge of the sign out front, the sign that says, Taffel loves their volunteer firefighters. Does everyone here know that some scumbag removed the word volunteer from that sign so it would then say Taffel loves their firefighters? I guess just while the paid guys are there. Trust me when I tell you, I let Mike DeZavit know my true feelings.
Please conclude.
I will, on someone removing the word volunteer from that signboard. And I reminded him that they are temporary tenants at the Taffel Volunteer Firehouse. I'm done. Anyways, I had to change the sign because the Taffel and Yannick Volunteer Fire Departments are hosting an American Red Cross blood drive. Tuesday, September 8th, from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. at the Yannick Volunteer Firehouse. I'll be serving free breakfast sandwiches, free hot dogs and hamburgers all day long. Please come if you can, and I am personally inviting the council to participate if they are physically able to do so. So here's the funny part. As I was changing the sign, the 3 guys at the firehouse watching over me, I may have expressed my concern about the cost of this whole firefighter takeover debacle. And I told the 3 guys, look, it ain't just you. The police department is next on my radar. $60 million ain't gonna fly. And that's when one of the guys said, hey, Joe, you ought to run for mayor. That's the funny part. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good evening, Rocky. Let me remind you of some words that are written very clearly in the Holy Scriptures. Since I'm a born-again Christian, I'll share with you, in case you don't know, or somebody in the public. My Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, with righteous indignation, overthrew the money changers. He addresses the Pharisee with the big shots at that time, and he called them, you hypocrites. You seek to kill me because you are of your father, the devil. So please don't teach me or don't express that I can't have righteous indignation. This guy, Joseph DeLucia, lies without a hint of remorse, and we're going to waste. He's concerned about wasting another $1 million. He's not concerned about stop spending the money on a paid firefighter. It's not concerned. Because you see, within 6 months, we're going to be back authorizing another $500,000. So my righteous indignation as a United States citizen must be respected. And to all of you that believe in Jesus Christ, please understand, we are free people. We, the people, own the country, the state, and the city. You're merely given a chance to administer. And if I may say so something real clearly, you're doing a very poor job. Even you, Mr. Salomon, and I said on the air, $190,000 a year, wasted.
Thank you very much. Anyone else who would like to address the council?
Mayor, members of the council, my name is David Horst. I live on Joseph Perkins Road. I, with many here, want to thank you for your service. You are, as we well know, popularly, democratically elected to lead this city, and we appreciate your service. particularly now when there's such significant issues here that you are meeting this moment. My family and I arrived in Norwich 7 years ago, the city where we chose to live because of its diversity, its arts, its human services, but most of all, its people. And we remain committed to this city. I love the history of Norwich, but I love the potential of this city more. And one final word to my neighbors here. Please, I beg you, I pray, stop the shouting, stop the name-calling, stop the bullying. Let's move the city forward.
Thank you. Anyone else who would like to address the council? Anyone else who would like to address the council? Yes, please. Yes.
So here we are again, and I hope that I get 4 minutes. It causes me great sadness to come before you. I've been coming to these meetings religiously for 22 years without fail. I know a lot about a lot. I have my supporters and my detractors. So my question to you is, how are we supposed to approach you? You look right through us. You don't want to hear what we have to say. You can't look me in the face. I don't get it. I've been on this planet 83 years, and what I wanted to talk about tonight was the replacement theory. Yeah, I don't know if you're familiar with that, but I decided not to talk about that. I took down my Volunteers Save Lives sign. I took down my Norwich City Council sign, sucks, because I live in a historic neighborhood. But you don't give a crap about that. Mr. Singh, I want to know your story. I want to know when you came to this country, how you came to this country, and how you made your fortune. Perhaps that would give me a better understanding of why you have this elitist attitude. You want to raise the flag for the Peruvians, you want to raise the flag for the Jamaicans, you want to raise the Sikh awareness. I have yet to hear you say anything about the Jews. I have yet to hear you say anything about Norwich Town, the birthplace of Norwich, which, by the way, has become a slum. One only has to look at Town Street to see it. I don't need to be admonished by Mr. DeLucia or anyone else. I have paid my dues. I have lived through many ideations, abortions, civil rights, the Bay of Pigs, the Vietnam War, personal and private and very public scandals. And I'm still standing here with my head held high. And I will go back to the same thing I said earlier. By virtue of my age alone, first and foremost. Secondly, by my gender, because it's obvious that you treat men different than women at the podium. It's blatantly obvious. I don't have the energy anymore to file complaints with the Ethics Commission. But I'm just going to leave you with this. You give what you get, and you get what you give. And you, some of you, are not meeting the level. You are public servants. You are our voice. It's sad. This city is going to self-implode. Look at your watch. That's rude.
Thank you. Please conclude. We have other people as well. We want to give them
Mr.
opportunity.
Singh, what is the best way to approach you? What is the most fortuitous way to speak with you? You're not going to answer, which speaks volumes.
Thank you very much.
Yes, well-
Anyone else who would like to come forward and address the council?
My name is Linda Theodorou, and I am here just to apologize to all of you for the hatred and the racism that I'm hearing coming from these people. It's so shameful. They do not represent the majority of Norwich. Norwich is better than this. Thank you.
Anyone else who would like to address the council? Yes, please.
Excuse me, I signed up for this.
When is he the,
Please state your name.
Yes, excuse me, Mayor, I signed up somewhere on it. My name is James Carrigan.
Okay.
Point of order. The gentleman in the black coat needs to take a seat.
Let's everybody else take a seat, one person at a time at the podium, please. Thank you.
As I stated, my name is James Carrigan. I signed up. I wasn't sure what I signed up for. This was the...
Probably did in a different one.
The non-agenda is where I wanted to speak.
Okay. Please go ahead.
And I want to speak to you this evening, ladies and gentlemen, and bullies on both sides, that I want to talk about a little different subject, change the tone a little bit. I understand from the news that the city has received $250,000 to request input from different organizations about how to use the land that was the former state hospital here in Norwich. Somebody mentioned earlier that there's been decades of neglect. I think they were referring to the police department. I'd like to refer to that land over on the other side of the river. And the people that were there. Excuse me, I get emotional. But those people haven't been served for many, many years. The intention was to save money by shutting down that hospital, which served a great purpose, as we see now, because all of the shootings and stuff that's going on in our world, those people should be, some of them, institutionalized to protect themselves in our society. So what I'd like to recommend to you for free, you don't have to give me any of that $250,000, that you negotiate with the state of Connecticut to replace that mental hospital on the other side of the river, that the land is still there, still available. And I think our soon-to-be elected state senator is going, maybe can help you from the state side, as how to negotiate bringing a mental hospital back to our properties. That's it. Thank you. Oh, one last thing. I want to compliment Rocky because, like him, I believe our Lord and Savior is not going to be deceived, so you're only fooling yourselves if you're trying to deceive anybody. Me neither. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Make Addis sit down.
Everybody else, please sit down. Please have a seat. Thank you. Yes, please, go ahead.
Joanne Marola Martin, 2 West Ledge Drive. So I don't come up here very often. I don't like to make my political views public because I'm the registrar of voters and I don't think it's appropriate. So I'm not going to talk about that. I want to say that I have known every single one of you for a very long time. 2 of the people that I have known the longest are the people that are on the opposite side from my party. And from what I hear, the invective and the ire that is thrown at you at every meeting, I know you all, and I know that you do what you think is right for this city. And I just want to say thank you as well.
Thank you very much.
Good evening. Matt Simpson. At the last meeting, Mr. DeLucia, you said nobody here, nobody who spoke is a lawyer or a charter scholar. That objection goes to the speaker, Mr. DeLucia, not the substance. In legal terms, it's non-responsive. Even assuming, arguendo, that you were right, the charter's meaning does not turn on the reader's resume. Citizens did not need a law degree
to read the law governing their own city. Government does not answer chapter and section by questioning a reader's credentials. I began where Connecticut law says interpretation begins, with the text itself and its relationship to other law. I read the charter as a whole, harmonized its related provisions, gave effect to its words, traced its amendments, tested my construction against ordinances, state statutes, judiciary authority, and public record. I don't claim infallibility. I claim I've done the work. Mr. DeLucia, a scholar is somebody who does the work. A scholar is somebody who applies a method to study a subject with incredible accuracy and determination. I, sir, have done the work. You are no scholar of the word scholar. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else who would like to address the council? Anyone else who would like to address? Yes, please.
Rodney Boyd, Roosevelt Avenue, Norwich. Mark Twain had something to say a long time ago. When you're in a hole, stop digging. Now, you're thinking of passing on $55 million to your kids. And I'm not particular about that. Now, in the past, I haven't spoken about the bill to redo some of the sewer lines in this city. But I don't like the idea of just spending, spending, and spending. When you spend more than you make, that is the way to dig yourself a big hole. And I don't do that. I don't owe anybody anything, anywhere, anytime. If I want to buy something, I go out and do that. I'm 85 years old and financially competent. You folks can fool around with figs and everything else, and I'm glad to find out someone, somewhere, decided $55 million for a police station. Why, the building over there is 300 feet long at least, 4 decks high, and could have been bought for less than that. It's been vacant for as long as I can remember in this city. And I've been here for 62 years. Now, if you can't handle the finances in a city, how do you handle them at home? No, I just don't understand that, really. No, I've been handling finances since I was 10 years old. I learned when my father went broke. They came away and took our 39 Ford out of the driveway. He was dead broke. I tell my kids, I bought my first house when I was 10 years old. My father borrowed money from me. When I went in the Navy, he borrowed money from me to pay off his car. So folks, I was a loan shark in the Navy, and they liked it. Oh, really? They liked it because I was kind about it. If someone needed $200 for an airplane ticket because their dad was sick, I gave it to them, free. You guys have a good evening.
Thank you very much. Anyone else who would like to address the council? Yes, please.
Name's Caleb. I've done a lot of looking into flock cameras. I know it's not on the agenda today, but I want to voice my opinion on the subject. So good evening, everyone. I'm here tonight because I don't believe that flock cameras are appropriate for the city of Norwich. I understand the argument for them. Law enforcement needs tools to investigate crimes and locate stolen vehicles and to keep our community safe. But I believe that we also have considered the privacy of innocent people who are simply driving throughout our city. Flock cameras can create a searchable record of where vehicles have been, even when those people aren't suspected of committing a crime. That power can be honestly misused. For example, just this month, a South Carolina police officer was fired after allegedly using flock cameras to search her former partner's license plate 166 times. Another example occurred in San Francisco. When an audit found a flock camera database have been improperly associated nearly 300 times by outside agencies. These examples don't mean every officer will misuse the technology, but they prove that safeguards can fail. My concern isn't about being against law enforcement. It is about making sure that powerful surveillance technologies have strict limits, transparency, and independent oversight before we put them throughout our city. Once a system like this is installed, expanding, it is much easier to be used, taken away. So before Norwich moves forward with more flock cameras than what we already have, I believe we need to ask ourselves, are we making Norwich a safer, or are we creating a surveillance system that could eventually be used in ways that were never intended? Thank you.
Anyone else who would like to address the council? Anyone else who would like to address the council? Yes.
Okay, I've got something here on this, on my phone. That is if any of you actually know how to read. It says here, according to Brandon Richard Sabag, who's running for the Internet District, 7 out of 10 states do not have car taxes. Those states are as follows: Vermont, New Hampshire, Rhode Island, New York State, New Jersey, and Delaware. These states do not have a car tax, and yet, financially, they're doing better than this dump has ever done. But I can't remember when was the last time this dump ever did anything right in their lives anyway. Well, I know what this tells me. These 7 states are the reasons why people are leaving this dump and are going to other states, including Florida, Tennessee, and Texas. They don't have income tax. They do not have car tax. So why aren't you asking yourselves what it is that you're doing wrong? You know why? Because you don't have the guts. You're too busy with your wallets open and with dollar signs in your eyes. And then when people leave, you sit there and look stupid and you ask yourself, why are they leaving? Do you have an answer for that? No, of course you don't. You don't care. You just want the old wallet and dollar signs routine. That 55 million albatross that's sitting on this town is going to turn into a bane. It's going to turn into a bane for the people who can least afford to pay for that sort of thing. The only thing that they're going to be paying for is U-Haul to come, to rent their trucks, pack their stuff and say, bye, bye. And they're not going to look back. And when they go outside to these aforementioned states, they're going to tell the people, don't move to Norwich. Norwich is a joke. They're pathetic. Tax-wise, they suck, and they suck at everything else. I mean, just recently, I heard that coal manufacturing left here for Texas because of a little Hitler, Ned Lamont. He was one who drove them out of here. And a couple of other businesses, if I'm right, Stanley Black & Decker, they packed them and they left New Britain. And I think they went to Texas. You should be asking yourself, what is it that Texas is doing better that we're not? I can even ask Governor Greg Abbott because I'm considering moving down there myself. But like I said, you won't have the guts to ask yourselves that question. Well, let's see what you're gonna say when this dump turns into a ghost town and nobody comes here. And nobody comes to this downtown area, period. You're gonna have nothing but vacant stores in them. We'll be the cockroaches and the rats.
Thank you very much. Anyone else who would like to come forward? Yes, Bill. Bill, please. Yeah.
Beryl Fishbone, Bliss Place. And on occasion, some of you have had phone calls from me, you've had emails from me, you've had text from me, and you've always been very kind enough to respond. And I just wanted people to know that if that's how you need to be contacted, you can also go to the city website, and you can write individually to each of the city members of the city council and the mayor, or you can write to them all at one time, although you'll still only get one response. But I've always gotten a response, and I thank you for that. Have a nice evening.
Thank you very much. Yes, please.
Rob Dembski, White Plains Road. First and foremost, for anybody in the room tonight or people watching at home now or later who were incorrectly tossed out of this chamber, there is an opportunity to seek accountability for that misaction. You can get in touch with me after the meeting, or you can text me 860-608-4483. It's a very simple process, and I'll take you through it, and if you need it, give you a hand with it. So on to some things we're talking about tonight. A leaking roof and mold on the police station, why is this not addressed? You did it for 892 as soon as they took over Taffil. Taffil's complaining about mold in there, nothing got done about it, but 892 shuffles in there, bam, ServPro's there, remediating. Why is basic maintenance on the police station? If we care about our police officers, and we do, why is this an issue? Why is this not done already? And frankly, why, since everybody seems to believe that this is a plan that should have been enacted years ago, why has there not been some sort of a savings plan set up then? If it's that important, start putting a down payment away, just like you would for a home or anything else. Just an off-the-cuff idea. As far as the timing of your hiring at the DOT, President Pro Tem, who cares? You work there now. Now is when it matters. And political theater, recusing yourself for a vote that you already knew was going to go in your favor, that's the definition of political theater. Now, one of our previous speakers did a very good job detailing, pardon me, detailing the fallacy of a charter scholar. Who's even heard of a charter scholar? And even if it were such a thing, is that something that is compatible with a government of the people, by the people, for the people? I need to be a charter scholar in order to understand the rules by which I'm governed? Do you realize what a ridiculous notion that is? As is saying to this room, I was going to be gentle. Who speaks that way? I was going to be gentle, but now, let me just take my belt off. It's ridiculous. It's a ridiculous way to speak to the people who elected you and whether or not they elected you, whom you serve. And I don't have time to get into it, but City Manager Salamone sitting up there saying, oh, we have a bunch of lawyers out here tonight. You don't need to be a lawyer to read words and understand what they mean. Just like Mr. Simpson understands the meaning of the process by which you clear a room. You have to vote on it. You don't get a vote. You 7 vote on it if you want to clear the room. But there's steps that need to be taken before clearing the room. And so, again, folks, 860-608-4483 if you want to figure out how to get some accountability for that
Very much.
mistake. Thank you.
Thank you. So we have used our 30-minute. I declare citizen comment closed at this time. Thank you. Thank you for all being here. Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
A motion, we got a second. Roll call, please.
Alderman Nash? Alderwoman Hayes? Alderman Catabaya?
Yes.
Alderwoman Zucardi?
Yes.
Alderman Nystrom?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes.
Mayor Singh?
Yes, motion passes 7-0. Thank you very much. Thank you for coming.